Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you a very easy way to build a custom sorting logic in PowerApps that enables your users to rearrange items on a screen or on a list at real time. And those items can be tasks, they can be slides, products, and you can see over on my screen here, I can click on any of these arrow buttons, and based on their direction, they move that selected item to the corresponding position. So for the item, this item 1, I can click on the down arrow key and you can see it moves that entire record, which is the title and the ID, down, but the sort order stays same because the items needs to be sorted based on this column there. So I can move records around as much as I want. I can move the last item on the list to the first, the second to the last, and it's flexible, it's quick, it's fast, and that's because it's built with just very simple functions. And I'll be recreating this with you so you learn how I was able to get this to work. Yes, so you can see on my screen here that I just have I have a gallery and there is nothing on my own select property of my button, so when I click nothing happens. And for my gallery, you can see I have a collection named call items, and that is being populated from the reset to default button. Here I have my ID column, my title column, the sort order column, then the color for each gallery row and all that. So back to this, I'll go ahead and start configuring my buttons so I can implement the sorting feature. Okay, so I'll be building this with 3 simple steps. First, I will create 2 variables, one to store the sort order ID number for the current item that is being selected, and also another variable to store the target sort order ID, that is the position where the current selected item would be next, or the current item where the current item is going to. All right, now you can see I have just created 2 variables. The first variable, which is LOC targets item sort order, we store the sort order for the next position where the current selected item would be. That means it's going to find, since I'm selecting the first item here, which is item 1, once I click on the down arrow, what the first variable here, which is LOC target item sort order, it will go ahead and store the sort order number for the second item here, which is 2. Then also this LOC current item sort order would store the sort order for the current selected item, which is item 1. For the step 2, what I need to do is to begin the swap. What is actually happening here is that this one value here, which is for the current selected record, I would take that number, then patch it to the second record here. Okay, then that will be for the second step. Then for the third step, I will take this value here, which is 2, and patch it to the first record. So that is how that sorting will take place. You can see now that we have stored both values in here. The LOC targets item sort order is currently storing this value, which is 2, which is the target of where the record is going to. Then the LOC current item sort order is storing the 1, which is the current item that is being selected. So now let's begin the swap. Let's insert the formula to update the target item. I'll use the update if function. I'll target the collection, and I'll say the condition will be to find the record where the sort order column is equal to this item, which refers to the current selected item, dot sort order plus 1. So that means I'm pointing to this record below. Then I'll take comma. Then I'm going to update the field, which is the sort order field, LOC current sort order. Okay, I've missed something there. So this formula will swap this value from 2 to 1 because the value of this, which is the current selected item of the sort order, is this. So it's going to swap 2 to 1 at this point. Then on the step 3, which is the final formula, is to say I can use the patch formula here, patch call item. I'm going to be patching this item, which is referring to the current record that is being selected. Then I would also update the sort order field here, so I get item sort order. So those are the 3 simple steps that we need to get this working, and let's test this out to see if it works. So I'll hold down my Alt key, then select down, and now you can see that works, right? Because item 1 was up there, but now it's down. I can keep on selecting, and it comes down more and more. But now my up is it's unable to go back up because we haven't configured the up top button. So that's the easy part. I'll just copy the entire code on the down arrow key, select the up arrow key, I'll paste the code there. So the only thing that we need to change here is just the operation symbol, which is the plus symbol. To select the multiple occurrences, I will highlight, then hit Ctrl D, and then I can change that to minus. So the target for this will now be the one above. That's why we're using a minus sign, but for the one below we use a plus sign, and that is for the down arrow key. So let's go ahead to test this and see how it works. So let's click on the up arrow key for the item 1, and you can see that has begun to go up, and we can click on the down arrow key to bring that down here. Okay, so that's pretty much amazing and easy to just implement. And let's say what happens when we keep on clicking downward. What happens is things begin to break off, because we need to put a stopper to this, because when it's at its height, for now I want the down arrow key to disappear because it's at its lowest point and all that. So in order to get that to work, what I would do, I will select on the down arrow key here. I'll go over to the visible property, this item dot sort order. This item dot sort order is not equal to the count rows of the call item. Okay, so what this is saying is that it's only going to be visible when the sort order, which is the sort order number, okay, which is the numbers here for that particular record, when it is not equal to the count rows of the call item. So what this one does is that it returns the total number of all the items in the collection. So because the sort order also starts from 1 to the end, so the maximum of the sort order is also equal to the total items in the collection and all that. So when it matches, what happens is it tends to hide the last item. So that's the logic there. Yeah, so we can see that is not working. Why? Because we had already broken things off, from our first test. So what we need to do is just to say reset to default, and now you can see everything has come back to normal, and the last item there has disappeared. And now when we begin to click down for the first item, we can see that it's at its maximum point. Now let's do same for the upper button. So that one is pretty much easy, unvisible. We want this to only be visible when this item dot sort order ID is not equal to 1. So if we find that the sort order is equal to 1 for that particular record, we hide the first item. So you can see that is how you can quickly create a custom sorting logic, and it doesn't really need to be hard. It helps you give your customers more flexibility. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Drop your comments on your favorite use cases. Until next time, keep building smarter power apps. Thank you.